to Women in Tech by Niveus Solutions, part of NTT DATA, where we sit down with women who are building, breaking, and redefining what tech looks like. I'm your host Nirisha NK, and I'm joined here by Charis Pinto, a customer engineer here at Niveus. Welcome, Charis.
Hi Nirisha, glad to be here.
Charis, I think many people assume that tech experts are born with a keyboard in their hands. What drew you to technology?
I was always really interested in sciences, especially physics and chemistry, but I wasn't actually really good at computer science and I didn't really score well in that subject. But because of some circumstances, I wasn't able to go into these core branches. And that's when I thought, hey, I'm sort of good at math. Maybe computer science could be a safe option for me. So it's a bit of an unconventional way.
That's amazing, Charis. So, what was the turning point? When did that initial doubt transform into the drive we see today?
When I joined college initially, I was still exploring and it still didn't click for me. And that's when there was a club in my college, a robotics club. What they did was they dealt with many things like RoboWars, but they also had certain bots where you write code and you can actually see the code that you write transform into real world action, right? And that's where slowly I was drawn into computer science. And from there my journey started. It went from these bots to actually hackathons. And at these various competitions when me and my team, we took part in them. And slowly we started to win these competitions. That's when I actually started developing a real passion for the field.
That hackathon clearly paved the way for you. So how did it lead you to Niveus? How does a typical day in Niveus look like?
So there was this hackathon called Niv Hack by Niveus. And that's where I got to interact with a lot of Niveus employees here and I got to know the company as well. And my internship started that way during my 7th semester. And by the time I graduated, I was already absorbed in as a full-time employee here at Niveus. So that was a very interesting experience for me. As for how my day looks like, I work as a customer engineer. And what that means is most of my day goes in explaining clients why a certain solution works for them, what's the best solution for them. And I also have hands-on work experience where I work on these projects and I also develop for the clients.
That is impressive, Charis. What is the biggest lesson you have learned about finding your voice in these high-level technical rooms?
That's an interesting question. I think initially when I joined Niveus, I would be in a lot of meetings where it would be CEOs or CTOs, and I would feel very nervous to unmute my mic in those meetings and express my opinions or give advice on certain solutions. And that's where my managers actually, they encouraged me to do it, to go ahead, and if I was confident in what I was suggesting, they say go ahead and we will back you. And that's where I slowly started to develop the confidence here. If you put in the work and you know your research, and I would say go for it, trust your instinct, and slowly the confidence will follow.
Trust your instinct. What a perfect note to end on, and I think that's something every woman in tech needs to hear. Charis, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you.